Tutapata tu.
Well, we hope that Salim Abdallah will get back to his best. Now, aside from that, in Kenya, we always talk about Aldrin Kibet, the youngster that has, lifted his wings in Spain. But do you know where he started his journey? And aside from that, do you know the man that took him to Spain? That man is Kenga. Hassan Juma had a chance of speaking to him on what he expects from Kenyan youngsters and what Kenya should do to develop more talent. Let's listen to that.
Kenga, welcome to the country. You've been in and out of the country. What have you been up to?
I've been here. Actually, I came to attend the CAS symposium. They invited me as a guest speaker to talk about how Nastic has done a great job developing Kenyan youths, and actually to explain to them the historic move of Aldrin Kibet. And it was a great event that they put together, and learned a lot from all the presenters, and also they learned from me and explained how we run things coaching-wise, and how different it is that we were able to make a difference within 2 years for this young man.
Talking about Aldrin Kibet and Nastic. Nastic is in Spain, but you are based in the US. Maybe if you can join the dots. I mean, how do you move from the US to Spain?
Yeah, really, my work is basically I'm the head scout for East Africa for Nastic. So Spain, I go once in a while. I don't really need to go. My focus is really in Kenya, try to identify the best talents with the right mindset to try to get them there at an early age so they can actually develop all these key qualities that are needed for them to actually get to the next level. So we do showcases here in Kenya maybe twice a year, and we try to select kids from all over to try to give them scholarships to go to Spain.
Kenga, what do you look at in the process of talent identification?
Basically, we look at a lot of technical key qualities, and tactical as well, and how players actually are in the 4 moments of the game, attacking, defending, transition to defense, transition to attack, and also the mindset, like how do they deal with adversities as well, and are they hardworking, and what are their goals as well? Do they just want to be in an academy and say they were in Spain, or do they want to get to the next level?
And of course, when you talk about Nastic Academy, guys, most of us know about Aldrin Kibet. I mean, he's for lack of a better word, one of our star players. I mean, how is he doing now? We know that, was it some weeks back, he signed some contract with Celta Vigo B. I mean, how is that? How is the contract? How is he? And being a young man in a new environment, how is he coping?
Yeah, he's good. Actually, I spoke to him 2 days ago, and he was actually in Portugal for preseason, and this weekend he's playing in a tournament there in Spain, and it's been a great journey for him. He was able to trust the process, and also the family were able to trust the process and trust me when I told them that, hey, we need to get this young Aldrin Kibet at 15, 16 years old to Spain as early as possible so that we can complete him as a player. I don't think most people understand. They think that since he was the top scorer here, but when he went to Spain, when we evaluated him and everything, still top talent, but we were like, there's some things that is missing, that if he works hard and actually follows our development plan that we had for him, he'll get where he is. And 2 years later, or within that, less than that, he was able to get to that stage.
How many other players are we talking about? I mean, of course, we know of Aldrin Kibet. Some of us know of, I think, 2, 3 more other players. How many more Kenyans do you have in the stable?
Yeah, we have about 30 of them. You don't hear about them because they're in the academy. And again, at Nastic, you don't have to be an Aldrin Kibet to go to Nastic. It's we have different types of players. There are those that we give full scholarships, like Aldrin Kibet, and then there are those on partial scholarships as well. But the key thing is, even if you're not Aldrin Kibet, how do you bridge the gap so that you can get to that level? And Nastic is the best place for you to be because it's professionalized, and these kids are put through an experience that when they get to the pro level, it's not a shock, That's the difference between some of the kids that we get here, because you should not think that since you're the best player here in Kenya, you can just go and walk into the Premier League or whatever. Even the great Lionel Messi, he started at La Masia at a young age and you progress. There's a step-by-step process, So it's all about how many players are willing to actually sacrifice that, put their ego aside and be a student of the game and say, hey, I want to learn, and even though I'm good, there's always something you have to learn at every step.
There are people who don't know that you played for Tusker. I mean, during your time, it was so difficult for you guys to break into the high-paying leagues, But nowadays, our players have so many opportunities. I don't know. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's motivation. When I played, we didn't have a lot of players, in Europe. But later on, you have the great McDonald Mariga. He went to Inter and won the Champions League, so that was good motivation for players. You have Victor Wanyama as well, that actually played in Europe, had a really good career, and so it really showed that with dedication and hard work and just getting yourself to get into that space where you can get an opportunity to showcase your talents, there's hope. And there's so many great players that the great Dennis Oliech, it will take years for Kenya to actually, I think, according to myself, up to today, we have not been able to produce a talent like Dennis Oliech,
What is that?
And I think he's just a prolific goal scorer, and I think that's what we lack right now. Hopefully we'll have some of the players step up and get to that level. But for me, he's one of the greatest forwards I've ever watched in Kenya. And I think also talent-wise, it will take a few years also to produce another Aldrin Kibet. Players like him don't come very often, So, but really, for me as a player, my motivation was, since I'm from the coast, we had Robert Mambo, that was like my role model, and with what he's done and inspired a lot of people from the coast, because soccer then was just concentrated in upcountry, and so to get someone from the coast making it to be the captain of the national team and also getting to Sweden, for me is like, man, it's possible for me to get there, and he's helped a lot of youths get to Europe, which is really important for us as former players, to give back and try to help as many. I think that's the ultimate definition of success as a player,
Kenga, there's a lot of buzz in the country because of CHAN that is being caused by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Kenya defeated DRC. They drew against Angola. I don't know. How do you rate their chances? They're playing against Morocco on Sunday. I don't know. How do you rate their chances?
No, I think it's exciting, man, for this country. It's been a long time since I've seen so much excitement. I've not seen a stadium that full, and I think the fans are carrying us through, and I think the coach has done a great job just collecting a group of young guys and experienced guys to actually put in a great show for the nation, and like the last match, I think if they can use that as a foundation of, hey, we played with one man down and still were able to hold on to a draw, I think it gives them every bit of motivation and playing at home, and I think it's going to be a great match for us, and I hope we succeed and are actually on the winning side, and so that we can actually top the group and play more here, because it's been so long since fans actually witnessed the national team playing. So I think I hope the team wins and gives something for the fans, to be proud of,
Statistically speaking, Harambee Stars are outsiders. When you look at FIFA rankings, they are 100 plus. The other teams are, 60s, 70s, and below. Do you feel, from the bottom of my heart, you feel like Harambee Stars could get maybe quarters, semis?
Yeah, I think it's possible. My excitement is like when we got Benny McCarthy as a coach, I remember as a young guy, man, I used to really look up to Benny like he's an African legend, growing up as a forward, and he did great things for South Africa. And now coming in to be the Kenyan head coach, I've seen and the mood in the camp, the players look like they're excited to be there, which is something that I've not seen or heard for a very long time. So it's exciting. He's got a lot of experience, and I think for us, if we can support him and keep him here for years, so that we need to understand that it doesn't happen overnight, give him the time he needs and all the support. I think he's going to do great things.
Maybe parting shot?
I'll just say I'm excited. I appreciate you guys having me here, and we'll talk on the 17th. I know you won't answer the phone.
We take a short break. We'll be back, and our focus will be on the English Premier League. That will be back in a few minutes.